It's hit.
No. You gotta watch the whole video to see this guy's most famous play. And if you thought otherwise, you must be dumb. Oh, my bad. Okay, you're probably not that dumb because you did click on this video. But you probably are uninformed about who this is, where he comes from, or how he got here. Flashback to July 5th, 1989, where Malcolm Xavier Smith was born in Woodland Hills, California. Alright, now let's flash forward to high school because who really gives a shit about elementary and middle? Malcolm attended William Howard Taft High School, where he became a track and football star. But the charter school wasn't always his first choice. Enter Steve Smith. No, not that one. There you go. Steve Smith is Malcolm's older brother who also attended William Howard Taft High School and later became a USC Trojan. It was here where Steve had a crazy college career, collecting awards, putting up ridiculous stats, eventually getting drafted by the Giants in the second round of the 2007 NFL Draft, and later winning a Super Bowl in 2008 against the Patriots. That's right. F*** you, Tom Brady. My bad. Back to Malcolm Smith. With all the attention and popularity that Steve brought to the Smith family name, Malcolm felt a little intimidated attending the same high school and filling the big shoes that his older brother left. His mother, Audrey Smith, even considered sending Malcolm to a different high school, but in the end, he made up his mind and wanted to go to Taft. Malcolm's high school career was special. He started off at running back, but then transitioned into a dual threat, getting involved at linebacker mainly in his junior and senior year. His stats were impressive on both sides of the ball. Over his 4-year high school career, he had over 2,000 yards and 40 total touchdowns on offense, as well as 72 tackles, 12 sacks, and 5 fumble recoveries on defense. In his senior year, he missed out on the first half of the season with a leg injury, but that didn't stop him from rushing for 919 yards and 15 touchdowns, as well as getting to the quarterback 10 times and recovering 4 fumbles. Yep, he put up those numbers in just half the games. This impressive senior season didn't go to waste, as he got offers from Notre Dame, California, Arizona, Michigan, and Penn State. But Malcolm didn't pick any of these schools, and instead decided to stay home and go to the same university his older brother went to, the University of Southern California. Even though Malcolm did get a lot of college offers, it was pretty clear where he was going to go. The school was right by his hometown, his brother was a Trojan, and even USC head coach Pete Carroll attended one of his high school games, but we'll talk more about him later. When Malcolm first arrived at USC, he wasn't an immediate star. In 2007, he played in all 13 games as a true freshman, but didn't really put up any eye-popping stats. It was more of the same story in his sophomore year, where he once again played in all 13 games, but mainly as a backup. It wasn't until a 2009 game against UCLA where Malcolm finally got his big break.
Paulson in motion away, comes back this way. Prince drops to throw, winds, and it is tipped and picked off. Picked off and returned the other way. Here comes Malcolm Smith to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown USC.
This play was just the beginning for Malcolm in his junior season, as his numbers were much improved from his sophomore year, and he did it in 3 less games. In his final season, Malcolm continued to improve his numbers. Oh, and he did this to UCLA again.
Rosario and Embry again. Handoff. Franklin hit and dropped and fumbled the ball. The Trojans pick it up and are running the other way. That's Malcolm Smith, I do believe, as he runs down to the 25, to the 10, to the 5, and in the end zone. There are no flags. I believe we have a touchdown, USA.
Come on, Malcolm. You had to do him like that twice? Despite Malcolm destroying UCLA twice in 2 years and putting up some pretty good numbers, he wasn't really sought after by many NFL teams and was ranked just the 29th best outside linebacker in the 2011 class according to DraftScout.com. But when you look at the 2011 class for linebackers, it kinda makes sense that a guy like Malcolm would be ranked so low. This class contained linebackers like Von Miller, Justin Houston, and KJ Wright, who had and continue to have successful careers in the NFL. With Malcolm having such a low ranking in such a stacked class, he didn't get an invite to the 2011 NFL Scouting Combine, but he did attend USC's Pro Day and put up some pretty decent numbers. This led the Seattle Seahawks to draft him in the 7th round of the 2011 NFL Draft. And oh look, there's Pete Carroll again. In his rookie season, he didn't really do much. To be fair though, he started in 0 games, and he did sack Joe Flacco in those ugly-ass Seahawks uniforms.
That's nasty.
In year 2, Malcolm improved. His stats got better, he started in his first game, and the Seahawks got cooler uniforms. However, it wasn't until the 2013 season where Malcolm and the Seahawks defense really started to make a name for themselves. During this season, Malcolm had 54 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, and 1 sack. And the Seahawks defense was ranked number 1 in passing, number 1 in interceptions, and number 1 in rushing touchdowns allowed. They were ballin'. Malcolm, and these guys I guess, would help the Seahawks to a conference best 13-3 record, earning them a first-round bye in the playoffs. They then faced the New Orleans Saints in the Divisional Round of the playoffs, where they beat them 23-15, advancing to the conference championships against their division rivals, the San Francisco 49ers. This was a highly anticipated matchup between two teams who really didn't like each other very much, and they also split the season series in the regular season, so it was really anyone's game. The Seahawks dug themselves into a quick 3-10 hole at half, but then came crawling back in the next 2 quarters of play to take the lead at 23-17. This left the Niners, with 31 seconds left, ball at the 18-yard line, and virtually one more play to send them to the Super Bowl. But then, Richard Sherman and, guess who, Malcolm Smith, did the unthinkable and committed one of the most infamous plays in NFL history. That's right, the guy that was virtually unnoticed and unwanted. The guy that was ranked the 29th best linebacker in his class. The guy that was drafted in the last round of the 2011 NFL Draft made the play when it mattered most, with a little help from Richard. But there was still one more game left. Super Bowl 48. The NFL's number 1 offense against the NFL's number 1 defense. So you'd think it'd be a pretty close game, right? Wrong. The final score was 43-8. So who is the MVP, you might ask? Well, who do you think it was? Malcolm finished the game with 10 total tackles, an interception return for a touchdown, and 1 fumble recovery. Oh yeah, and here's that play from the beginning.
Manning gets hit. Ball up for grabs. Picked off by Smith. Malcolm Smith. All alone. No flags. Touchdown, Seattle.
Malcolm's career continued on after this play and after this game. He bounced around from team to team, but never really got the same success that he had on the Seahawks. But that doesn't take away from what he accomplished, where he came from, and who he is as a Super Bowl MVP. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe, stick around, check out some of our other stuff. If you didn't enjoy, well, I'm going to sneak into your house and change those labels on your canned goods. Peace!